Previously on JavaLavaCraft. We showed off our brand new sugarcane, which was our very first official structure. We talked about our plan to start a farm. We met our very first pillager, and he wasn't so nice. We took this beautiful savanna biome and turned it into this mess. We finished the episode by building a wall, but that was last episode, and today is a brand new day in the JavaLavaCraft world. Actually, guys, before we start JavaLavaCraft episode 5, I actually got a little treat for you guys. Normally, this is going to start being at the end of every single video. It gives you a chance just to pause the screen and go over some of the pages of the book that we went over in the last episode. So, obviously, in the first book, it is our death tracker. So you'll be able to see any deaths that we might not talk about or go over in each episode, but it will definitely be full in no time. I just have a bad feeling. And in the second book, we're going to put a bunch of tips and tricks that we learn along the way, and we're also going to put any interesting or fun ideas we have for the future. So if you see one you like, leave a comment, and make sure you like and subscribe this video. Thanks, guys. So in the second episode, we lost all of our diamonds. We all know. Very tragic, I know. But we have gotten 13. So we're going to craft some diamond stuff up together. So as you know, we have already made our very first diamond pickaxe, which we are saving. Especially since it's not made from our very first diamonds, which, RIP. But we're going to be making, let's see, another diamond pick, I think, because we're definitely going to need one. We have 2 diamond shovels, and one hasn't even been used yet. So I think maybe 2 more diamond pickaxes. And I think maybe a diamond hoe. That's always a must-have. I'm just kidding, we're not doing that. That's a terrible idea. So we have 7 diamonds left. It costs 2 to make a sword, and it costs 3 to make an axe. So I think that might be the best bet. I don't know, it takes, yeah, okay. We're gonna do it. We just need the tools. We have our iron armor. It's gonna save us for the time being. Hopefully we don't lose all of this, and we're gonna be chopping down a lot of wood for this build. Yeah, I think we're just gonna need it. So that's what we're going with, and hopefully we can get that blue shiny armor soon. So we're going to put that away and get into this build. Alrighty guys, so for this project we are going to be needing a lot of water. So instead of going to fill up 100 water buckets, if you don't know, this is a super easy way to have an infinite water source. You just want to dig out a 2x2 area and go ahead and put a water source in this corner and then a water source in the opposite corner. And now you can just keep filling this up, and you never have to worry about running down to the river or the ocean or wherever you are. You always have water with you. So all you need is 2 water buckets, technically. So we still have to decorate it, but since we're learning about water, we're going to go ahead and put this right here and make ourselves our very first water feature. Cool, look at that. Pretty awesome. And it looks like the lighting is actually in good spots. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now the plan is to kind of separate this area into different segments where we'll be growing different things. So we have wheat, potato, and carrots, which are pretty boring, but they take up a lot of space. So we're probably going to put these over here. For this dug out area over here, we are going to be putting some bamboo. I wasn't originally going to have this area lower, but you know what? A creeper blew up, and it just seemed like it happened for a reason. So we're going to be using the creeper hole to actually grow some bamboo. We also have some pumpkins. I think the pumpkins are going to go along this back row, maybe? They are a lot easier to farm if they are all in one big straight row. I'm not 100% sure how this is going to turn out, but I'm sure it's going to look okay once we start placing down some blocks. So we're going to go grab all of our seeds and start filling this area in. So I just wanted to report to you guys that it turns out these pillagers are just as annoying in Minecraft Java as they are in Bedrock. They have appeared out of nowhere, and hold on a second. Yup, it appears that they have commandeered my vessel. You know what? We're not gonna have that. We are gonna stand our ground since we are neighbors with these pillagers. We are not just gonna let them come over here and steal our boats. That is unacceptable. However, if we go down there and kill these guys, oh, he's scoping out my cows. How dare you? If we go over and kill these guys, then we are going to have a big problem because then we are going to have the bad omen effect. And if we happen to wander into a village, we'll be in big, big trouble because we are not prepared yet in this world for a raid. Because if you kill one of these guys with the banner, get the bad omen effect, and walk into a village, a raid will start. We are currently on hard difficulty, so we would have quite a hard time beating a raid at this point in the world. Since we might be dealing with these guys quite often, I am going to teach you guys how to get rid of Bad Omen. Alrighty guys, we are sneaking over to the pillagers that have invaded our little camp here, and we are going to try and take them down. So, here's the plan. To get rid of the Bad Omen effect, we're going to need a bucket of milk. But the pillager on the left here is actually scoping out our cows for some reason. We're going to try and fill up a bucket full of milk, then kill him. Maybe kill him first, we'll see. We'll make that decision in the heat of the battle. But after we kill that guy, we're going to be taking some fire from the two in the boat, and we're going to have to use our shield to block those arrows, and then maybe try and get some critical hits on the two remaining pillagers. I don't know. I hope we're ready for this. We've got our new diamond sword, not even used yet. Anyways, we got to be sneaky about this, and we got to be quick. So let's do our best here. Alright, here we go. It looks like this guy has not noticed us yet. Oh, he spotted us. Alright, we got to get our bucket. We're going to run over. There we go, we got the milk. Alright, so we're going to take out this first one. Oh, he's loading his crossbow. Alright. And block. Alright. It looks like these other two aren't going to be attack. Oh, yep, they're attacking us. I was hoping we would be able to take out. Yep, there we go. We took out the first guy. Now, these two are somehow shooting at us from the side, even though they're not looking at us. That's pretty impressive, pillagers. We definitely have some neighbors that are a force to be reckoned with. We're going to go ahead and go in for the kill. Alright, we got one. We got a voluntary exile advancement. We're going to try and get this guy too. Alright, there we go. And, did we get a banner? Did we get a banner? There it is. There's the banner. Alright, after a successful fight, we have claimed our prize, the Pillager banner, and we're going to go ahead and put it right here to hopefully warn off all of the other pillagers that we have claimed the lives of some of their men, and if they try to invade our area, they will be met with force. Hopefully this will help ward off some pillagers. There's no actual mechanic to that. It doesn't actually work that way. But we're going to pretend it does for now, and maybe we'll get less pillager spawns because they cannot be coming over here and messing with our stuff. And so I told you I would show you guys how to get rid of the bad omen effect by drinking a bucket of milk, and that is it. That's all you got to do. You just got to drink a bucket of milk. If you carry around a bucket, if you carry around a bucket with you, you should be good. Well, you just got to find a cow before you can go into any villages. But if you see up in the top right hand corner, there's a little icon, a little angry face with some axes, and that represents the bad omen effect. So what we're going to do is just drink this milk. Boom, and then you can see that the bad omen effect has disappeared. So now we can walk into any villages. I don't think we'll actually be going into a village for quite some time, and that's even more of a reason to go ahead and drink the milk right after, so that we don't forget, so that we don't make all of our other villager friends die by a pillager. Yeah, that would be bad, especially after we spent all that time trying to save them in episode 2, so a little bit of a sidetrack, but we are getting back to the task at hand. Alright guys, so we are going to grab all of the seeds out of our little storage barrel down here, and we're gonna actually, you know what, we could have just chopped it, we're taking the barrel too. We're gonna leave that crafting table here. So we grabbed all the seeds, and we're actually about to make our very first item frames. So item frames are super cool, they're one of my favorite things. We haven't made them yet in this world. The way to do that is go get yourself some leather, get some sticks, and then just craft those up. So we're going to make 8 of them. So after you've crafted yourself up some item frames, you got to put them to good use. We're going to start with this little storage area over here. This is going to be for all of our crops, and we got a fun little idea for the end of the episode with these guys. Nothing crazy, don't get your hopes up. But yep, perfect. So 8 item frames fit there beautifully. I think we're going to actually put some stairs right here and build ourselves up just a tiny little hut to hide our bed so that it doesn't look weird just having a bed in the dirt, but also so that we can just go to sleep if we want to. I don't think we'll necessarily need to in this area just because it's so well lit. On the edges of the cliffside, we could have some creepers pop up, and we don't have good luck with creepers so far. We're going to try and hopefully prevent that by adding a little emergency sleeping area. Even though our other bed isn't too far away, all we have to do is go up here to our outhouse, our secret outhouse, and then just jump down. I love that thing. So as we were working on our little bed area, so that we wouldn't have to worry about mobs spawning in this area, a skeleton spawned. Well, we didn't catch the kill on camera, but his items are still on the ground, and it looks like we are about to pick up our very first enchanted bow. Cool! It's almost broken. I think we might have another bow that we can combine this with in the anvil, and hopefully have our very first bow and arrow. So we are going to craft up a bow real quick. We want to just make sure we have enough string for our fishing rod as well. Alright, cool. Actually, we're going to make the fishing rod right now because we are going to need that for later. And a bow. We have a fresh bow and our broken enchanted bow. We're going to go ahead and throw that in the anvil. We're going to rename this the enchantment. It is our very first enchanted item. You can see here, this isn't going to be very useful if it's completely broken. So we're going to take this fresh bow, put it right there, and as you can see, this is going to not only rename our bow, but also repair it to full durability. So we're just going to take that, and now we have our very first enchanted bow, which is going to come in handy. Now we'll be able to take down those mobs at range, which is gonna be so much better, I think. We only have 8 arrows, so we will see how this goes, but I am just happy to have our very first enchanted item. That's super cool. And our little bed is in place, looking pretty cool, but you know what? We have restricted ourselves to pretty much just acacia and different variants of acacia and cobblestone. So our block palette is pretty minimal right now, and honestly we don't have too many other options to work with at the moment. I think what's going to help this little area out a lot is just a little bit of a difference in color. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up using a bunch of hay bales and probably some leaf blocks for kind of like bush effects, and we're going to go out and look for vines in the next episode, I think, and maybe put a little mini vine farm over here, because that might be cool too. I don't know yet, but yep, we're going to go ahead and test out our brand new bed. Now we can move on to actually putting in all of our crops. We're going to grab those and get started. So we went to go collect some leaves, and it looks like the little warning sign we put on our base did not work. It looks like they're back for more, but you know what? We got too much to do, so we're going to head back up here, and you know what? You can't get in from over here. That's perfect. Alright, well, bye guys. So it is finally time to start adding some of our crops to this area, And before we do that, I just want to explain something to you guys and show you something kind of cool. So, for crops to grow, at least most of them, they have to be placed on tilled ground, and that tilled ground actually has to be saturated with water. So, if we till this ground right here, it should be good because it's touching this water source, but if we decide to plant some crops over here, there's pretty much no way that this water is going to get all the way out to here. I think it saturates either 4 to 5 blocks in every direction. Just some cool things for placing water sources, especially when you're in a smaller area like this, where you might not want to have a bunch of exposed water, because then it would be a little bit hard to harvest all your crops because you'll be falling in these water pits. So we're going to go ahead and place some water right here, and we're going to take a slab, and we're going to put it on the very top of that block. So if we decide to break this block right here, we should see that this block is still waterlogged. So you can actually waterlog slabs and you can just walk across them like normal. So that's one way of hiding the water. But we're going to be doing something just a little bit different. So what we're going to be doing is actually hiding this water block right here by just putting a slab right on top of it. And then we're going to repeat that process in several different spots, probably all the way along this, just so that we can get kind of the maximum amount of saturation. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I think we're going to put the wheat, carrots, and potatoes over in this area, and then we'll move on to some of the more interesting crops. Oh, hey there. So, like I said, we have a fun little idea for the end of the video, and I think I'm going to go ahead and try and see if we can fill up every single box for our farm. You may have noticed that I also added a little spot for our cows, chickens, and sheep, and we're going to go ahead and breed those guys up while we fish. Oh, and I got one last thing to show you guys. If you're wondering what this little thing down here is, that's actually just a window so that we can see some hoppers. And if you're wondering why there's hoppers down there, well, we're just a bit lazy, so while we're fishing up here waiting for our crops to grow, we don't want our inventory filling up with fish and other random items. So we're going to come right over to this chest and just throw whatever we find in there, and it's going to be taken over to our base. So as you can see, all of the items come right down here into our base so that our inventory doesn't get full, so that we can continue farming. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button. And if you really enjoyed it and you are excited to see what we come up with next, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks guys, and good night. Bye guys. Bye. I just don't like the way he's looking at my cows.